Today is one of those days when I really realize how small 70 square feet really is. If you're new to my channel, my name is Pam and I have a dog Matrix who is right over there. And we do live in a 70 square foot living space in a van. And I've lived in a van for nearly 6 years. I realized this morning when I got up and went to go outside to take Matrix outside. I have one winter jacket, and when it's cold on out, I have to wear my winter jacket. But up in the front, where I'm getting ready to go outside, there is not enough room for me to put the jacket and put the sleeves on and this kind of thing. So I find that I have to move into the center of my van and stand sideways so that I have enough room to put my arms into the sleeves of my jacket. I think I notice how small my van is more when the weather is cold because you have to wear more clothes. And that just, for me, that just makes me feel bigger to start with because I have more clothes on. But I really noticed that this morning, and I got to thinking the last few days or the last few weeks, I guess, actually, I've been trying to get rid of things because I got too much stuff in here. I only have 70 square feet. In my passenger seat on the floor, in my front of my passenger seat, that's where I store things that, I just don't actually need, I guess, that I don't use all the time. And so that I don't have to move them back onto the bed every time we drive away. I was sick of that. I wanted to get rid of everything. So I've been doing a lot of Facebook Marketplace. So I got out the rest of the items and I marked them down so that I could get rid of them all. I only have one left. And she's coming to pick it up this afternoon. I went to Goodwill and got rid of some things the other day. And so I am trying to get things smaller. But I'm also the kind of person where I went to a thrift store yesterday. I ended up getting a bucket for Matrix to put his balls in because they're all over the floor all the time. So for me, that was an organization thing. And it doesn't really fit anywhere, like kind of sort of in this little corner over there by the door. But I felt like it was better than having the balls all around everywhere. But when it comes to clothes, this is what I've learned about clothes and living in a van in different weathers. Because you need different clothes, obviously, if it's hot than if it's cold. So I have to, this is maybe embarrassing, but it's not. You might think it's crazy, but I don't remember the last time I actually bought anything, clothes new. I always get them at thrift stores because I don't keep them very, very long. I don't have room for a whole lot of clothes. So this is what I do. I went to the thrift store a little while ago because it was getting cold here, and I got six long sleeve warmer shirts, and I have this great thrift store I go to down in South Texas, and they were like 70 cents each, so I didn't spend a whole lot of money. But in order for me to bring those in here, what I had to do was I had to get rid of some of my cooler clothes because I don't have room for both. And when you go to the thrift store all the time, it doesn't really feel as bad if you bought new all the time. Because I bought 6 sweaters at 70 cents. You do the math. So I went to the thrift store yesterday because I'm leaving here in a week and going to warmer weather. And I don't have any short sleeve shirts anymore because once I get the warm ones, I get rid of the cooler ones. So I went to the thrift store and I got 6 must be my number. I got 6 short sleeve shirts and I got to take them to the laundromat and, all the stuff. But once I leave here and I go to cooler places, then, I'll just have to get rid of I always save a couple, most of my warm weather clothes. I have one sweatshirt. I've had more than one because I like sweatshirts, but right now I have one sweatshirt. I have one winter coat, and I have a pullover top that's kind of fleecy, so it's warm. And I have a vest. Those are my warm weather clothes. I don't have any boots anymore. I used to have snow boots. I got rid of all of those because when am I ever in the snow? I have my hiking boots, and then I have another pair of that are kind of hiking work shoe kind of boots that I can wear in the snow if I ever happen to be there. But I also, they double as hiking boots. So I have two pair of those because one pair I also can use as sneakers because I don't have any sneakers anymore because if you watch me, you know they burnt up. Anyway, so as I'm trying to get rid of things because I don't have enough room in here. And for instance, I have a vacuum cleaner. Okay. It comes apart. Okay. In a lot of pieces. So it's not this big thing. No, but I have a vacuum cleaner. I've tried so many times to get rid of it in my mind, but I haven't been able to do that because I have places in here that I can't quite get to. And I have a little piece of carpet up there, and you can't sweep a carpet. I have tried going to those car wash places where you can, get the vacuum cleaner and put money in. It just doesn't do the same job because it doesn't have the correct little tinsel things or adapters that go on the hose. So I still have a vacuum cleaner. And again, I can't mentally get rid of it. But it's things like dishes. I don't have room for dishes. I have 4 of these little things with the lips on so that they can double as plates, and then they can double as put more things in them. I got 3 bowls, and I don't really even need 3, but every once in a while I have to mix something up. So I have maybe I'll have pancakes this morning, but that wasn't a squirrel. But I would like to do things like sometimes heat up a frozen pizza. That just doesn't work. My toaster oven is just this cheap little thing that will make toast pretty much, or I can bake a couple of I bake, I cut up potatoes and I bake potatoes in there, but it won't do a pizza. I'd like to get a nicer, bigger toaster oven so I can make pizza, but I don't have room for it anywhere. So I'm very limited on my space in 70 square feet. And most times I'm pretty much okay with that because I have my door open. I got my patio out there. I got my lawn chair, my table. I bring my drinks or my books or whatever I'm working on out there. So it's like a whole separate house because it's a lot bigger than in here out boondocking somewhere in the desert. That's a pretty big room. However, I am trying to get rid of a few things because 70 square feet really is not a lot. And, Matrix, he's just a little dog, but he has his thing of balls. He's got a big toy box back here. That whole compartment up there has got, his brush and leashes and all of that stuff in it. So he's a little dog, but he takes up some room too. My microwave, I don't use my microwave, so it's full of dog food. Anyway, 70 square feet is not very much, but we adapt, and I'm not unhappy with it. Sometimes I kind of get this, I got to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff because I need to be able to walk around a little better. And so I do, because I get everything at a thrift store, so it's not a big deal. I don't know what to say. I'm hoping I don't get a lot of gifts for the holidays, because where am I going to put everything? But everybody knows that, so they won't give me anything unless I can use it. Disposable things. I don't know. Anyway, that is what it is really like to live in 70 square feet, especially when you are in colder weather, because everything is bigger, even you. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I will see you again next time.